This is a great friend of mine here, amazing guy. You know, I don't think anyone has ever said anything bad about Pierson Manville. Great man, great leader, and very young, and like wise for his age. And so, we're blessed to have him out here today and like supporting SkillSage and like repping himself as the new I want to say U20 Greco was it world team member, national team member,
Pan Am team member,
and him
soon, hopefully soon to be world teamer.
and soon to be world team member. Like no doubt that he'll do it. And, uh, you know, I just want to ask him like you know here at SkillSage we're trying to inspire kids to play sports at the next level, if that's collegiately or if that's professional, and he just finished his first year here at ASU, and so like Pearson, like what have you loved about your college experience so far compared to your high school one?
Probably say getting used to a system that has worked in the past, like has helped elevated just so many great college athletes and wrestlers to the next level, to like you know the national champions, the All-Americans, Olympic world medals, and all that. Being in a system where you can be one of the working to be one of the greats.
And so when I was at ASU, uh, I kind of realized that, like, especially when I was in high school, that there was kind of this misnomer that it was impossible to go Division 1, right? That you had to be like the best of the best to even like get into the roof. Um, and like I know that's not true. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on that.
Nah, I think it's not about being accolades. It's about being a good person and having a great mindset. Like there's people on this team that work so hard. They go into class, get 4.0 students. Uh, they're behind like the starting guy or whatever, but they work hard. They don't care whatever their rank, whatever their position is in like in their lineup. If they're the backup, the third string first guy starter, they don't care. They just go out there in the practice room, kick butt, and then the coaches see if what they're doing in the room will show up in the matches. So it's just like just gotta have a good attitude, good mindset, have a lot of effort to going in the room.
I was actually one of the backups. Like I was one of those guys that like just wrestled like really, really, really hard. I only took fifth my senior year. Uh, but Pearson's like absolutely right. I ended up starting my senior year because like people like got hurt, and like opportunities ultimately just find you if you just continue to go forward. If that's if you're at like the bottom of the totem pole, like kind of how I was, or like if you're at the top, right? Uh, you just kind of just keep going forward, and like life will just have its ways of like pushing you to the top. So, uh, so Pearson, like, can you? A lot of people have a lot of like questions about like NIL, right? And like, what are some like pieces of advice that you could give to a lot of kids or wrestlers now about NIL, and like how to get NIL, and like maybe some things that like you thought about it before, but then now that you're in college and you're getting these things, like now like what's up.
Yeah, NIL is such a big thing now in college athletes and college athletics, and the only thing I take away is you gotta be genuine. Like people care if you're what you show on the mat, what you show on the field, what you show on wherever you play on. You just gotta be genuine. Like the fans, the people, the athletes, the coaches, they all care about if you're who you say you are. If you're a nice person, caring and awesome, and have a good characteristics, that they'll like you. They'll want to pay you, and it's such a big thing now. People get deals everywhere now. Just I just say keep being genuine. If you're a young guy, you want a deal in high school or you want a deal going into college, just be genuine, show who you are on and off the mat, and just put passion into whatever you do.
I mean, I can step in a little bit on that. And so the one of the biggest reasons that like I personally asked like Pierson come out here, and I've obviously you guys know like Daniel Miranda works with him, is because like these are some of like the most genuine guys like I know. And so for example, like I'm a business owner now, right? And so like I can give my perspective as a business owner that will like pay out NIL deals and like pay for people's time to come do these things. And ultimately, uh business owners, like they want to know what you stand for, right? Like they want to know that if they're gonna pay money out to have you come and like show their product, they want to know that they're gonna get a return on their investment, and that they're actually paying somebody that's like worth it, right? Like, are they gonna represent your brand with integrity? What are they gonna say about it? Like, do they even know what they're talking about? Are they just gonna like take some like crappy like photo and like kind of just come in and out of it, and like not really put their heart into it, right? Because nobody in the business world, nobody wants to work with people who don't want to be there, right? So like if you just show face, keep saying yes, right, just great things will happen to you like in that NIL space. Uh all right, so now we're gonna talk a little bit of wrestling. And so I know that everyone on the internet just like thinks like Pearson here is like a beast with the underhooks and all, but I think the biggest question we have is like with the headgear. Like, where does that headgear originate? Like, we'll throw up a picture like on the screen right now, like what the headgear he uses. But it's literally infamous for being like the mat flexor and like starter headgear that you would use when you're like 6 years old, that your like junior high coach like throws at you because you don't know what you're doing. But this guy does it, and he like wins national championships with it. So, like talk to us a little bit about the headgear and like where that comes from.
You know, my dad wore it growing up in high school in Dansville, Michigan. Freaking small school, really small. Class of like 50 people, maybe 40. But a headgear is so synonymous with Manville wrestling. My brothers, Mason and Carson. Mason wore the blue, Carson wore the red, I wore the white. So, it's almost like poetic, like a red, white, and blue. Like our our goals as Manvilles have always been to make teams. No matter what style, freestyle, Greco, folk style. We're trying to just represent Team USA. But the headgear, I'm not changing it ever. I was asked to change it going into college, but I said no. Just put a sticker on it, say ASU, forks up, or whatever. Just that's my headgear. That's what I want to be known for. It's the Halo. They call my oldest brother the Halo Kid, and I just it's like a protection, exactly like what a halo is, like an angel. Like that's what it is. It's like my protection for my ears, obviously, and for like concussions. But like it just I don't know. I can't wrestle without it.
What about your style, bro? Like pressure, the underhooks, kind of just like dogging people, like where does that come from? Like that's just like talk a little bit about your style and like, where that originates from, and just, kind of like, yeah, just like kind of switch your work.
I mean, my style, underhooks, 2-on-1s. It's more like a freestyle and Greco type of wrestling. Like I'll do my freestyle and my folk style Greco. I use my Greco and my folk style with my freestyle. Like it's a triangle. Like everything gets used. So, that type of pressure and that type of use of like how I use my body is like, it's just dangerous for some people. Like I go at them, no care for what my face gets hit for. If someone doubles, I use my face, punch underhook, or I have my 2-on-1. Someone just like uses their head to block it or whatever, I'm using my head to block it back. I mean, I don't care. Like Chance Barsteller said it best, you're a wrestler, you don't need to look pretty for your face, or the quote something like that. But like I'm a wrestler, I don't care for my face. Like I've had 16 stitches on my eye right here. I've had after every tournament, I've had probably definitely a nosebleed right here, scratches, cuts everywhere on my face. I don't care. My face is my face. It's how I am. It's just wrestling.
Oh, yeah, that's actually so beautiful. I think all the wrestlers can like agree with like that's just kind of how it is, right? Like black eyes, like cuts. Uh, who was your hardest match ever? And then like maybe in high school, whatever, or like some sort of story that was just like insane, like in terms of like a wrestling match. And then was that in college? Was that in high school? And like how has your college matches been so far?
Hardest match, man. I've had a lot of close ones, a lot of gritty matches where I had to be, like stay composed, stay ready for whatever happens next. I'd probably say the hardest competitor is definitely Bo Bassett. I've had to wrestle. I had the pleasure to wrestle at some small Bishop McCourt state qualifier tournament for PA. But he's such a good kid, such a good dude, and his wrestling is hard. It's mean. It's unstoppable. But that's my hardest competitor. But like the most grittiest match I probably had to do is Powerade finals, my finals year, my senior year. So it was like triple. It was overtime. I had to hold the guy down. I tore him inside of my thigh in the middle of the match, and I came off the match crying out of pain. I won the match, but it was I was hurting. I couldn't stand up really, so I'd say that's probably the toughest match I had to do. Had to grit out.
All in all, Pierson, like for what you like know of SkillSage, like what is your honest opinion about SkillSage and what we're trying to do?
I think you're trying to connect athletes with benefits and ways to pursue college athletics through NIL and different perspectives of how to get to college. Like most people want to get to college, they just don't have the money, or they just can't don't have the grades or whatever. But through SkillSage, that's possible with learning from Cody and all of his NIL programs on the website.
And no, bro, like we're very thrilled to like have you as like a supporter, man. And like I can't express enough like how how grateful I am for like our friendship, and like I can't wait to just see you kind of just kick ass these like next couple of years. And that's Pierson Manville, everybody. So in conclusion, guys, like we're out here. We just did like an amazing photo shoot with like Pierson and Ari. I can't wait for you guys to see the pictures for any other Division I, D2, D3, for any other college athletes that are out there. SkillSage is looking to put you on the site for clinics, camps, and seminars. This goes for anyone around the nation. If you believe in NCAA sports and trying to inspire kids to be just like you, go ahead and become a trainer on SkillSage. You'll be to the top right, click down the menu, hit the button, become a trainer, or just DM the SkillSage page. We'll just walk you through it. See you guys later. Have a good one.
Forgot where I was going with that.
Okay. So I forgot. I had something else I wanted to end with. I'm gonna lose you. It's like it's all bad shit. That shit. I don't know. For sure, it all